The female CEO went to the hotel's kitchen for an inspection, but accidentally discovered that every potato on camera had a heart-shaped sticker on it. She was immediately struck by a shock and began to recall her childhood, when she used to pick up such heart stickers and place them on potatoes, so that the potatoes would look more beautiful than others, and her father could sell them faster. However, her smart and filial behavior triggered her sister's jealousy. One day, her sister tricked her into the cornfield and sold her to human traffickers. Then she took the money from selling her sister and bought a dress she liked. That evening, when she returned home, her father asked her where her sister was, but the little girl lied, saying she didn't know. Upon hearing this, her father immediately sensed something was wrong. He quickly grabbed a flashlight and went to search for her, but despite searching all night, he couldn't find his little girl anywhere. And so, time passed, and 10 years went by. The daughter was accepted into a university, but the family's meager income couldn't afford the tuition, so the old father went to sell his blood to pay for her university fees, and even sold the family's cow, giving all the money to his daughter to study in the city, and handed her the bread he had prepared for the journey, telling her to eat it if she got hungry. But the daughter refused to eat the bread, and demanded 500,000 yuan for living expenses. The helpless father could only say that she should focus on her studies, and that he would figure out the money matters. After the older daughter left, the father thought about his little girl. Unbeknownst to him, his little girl had been sold to a wealthy family, where she was not only well off but also very cherished. When the daughter was accepted for a study abroad program, the family gave her 1 million yuan for tuition, but the little girl, very well behaved, refused the money, saying that she had been given a scholarship, and that she had her own bonuses for living expenses. Her adoptive mother was touched by how sensible she was, and was pleased with her efforts. Her goal in studying so hard was to stand out, and one day be able to find her own father. One day, she went to inspect her own hotel, and unexpectedly saw the potatoes her father had sent. Her subordinate mentioned that the person who brought the potatoes was still waiting outside. She immediately ran out. At that moment, her father heard her older daughter's voice from inside a private room, and walked in. However, when the older daughter saw her father coming, she was shocked and terrified. The father asked if the foreigner was her boyfriend. Her boyfriend, curious, wondered who this scruffy man was. To his surprise, the daughter grabbed a wine glass and threw it at her father. The father was stunned by this sudden scene. While everyone around them widened their eyes in shock, the daughter immediately called the hotel manager, demanding to have her father kicked out, and watched indifferently as her boyfriend pushed her father to the ground. And so, the father was driven out of the private room. The female CEO went outside, but couldn't find her father, feeling a bit disappointed. However, when she turned back, she twisted her ankle and almost fell. At that moment, her father caught her. When she looked up, she saw the protective amulet around his neck. It was the same amulet that her mother had gotten for them from a temple before she passed away. She immediately became emotional and asked where the amulet came from.